my homie, there's so many mil, cause bird in my dome and like turbulent air. I'm switching these flows. If you look at my neck, boy, I'm letting it snow. I'm sturdy as hell, Sylvester Stallone. They showing me love in my city. Gangs ain't hippies. Women like think you know what I'm about. I'm not. The stereotypes, they do not fit me. I'm bigger than life. Gave everyone dogs. I'm not a guard. Go hard with a squad. I'm playing my part, but them LeBron. Rings to the team, I feel Jackson and hard. The homie calling from a cell. A couple of homies be making it. I just want all of them dudes to do well. Not worry about taking a couple of L's. Don't sin for me, just win for me. Don't kill for me, just live for me. Keep it real for me. We eat together, leave the bill for me like. Hand on my heart, I give it all I got. Walk the walk and talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Hand on my heart, know I give it all I got. Walk the walk, talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Never stopping, that's a must. Always winning, never lost.
The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at US Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10. Come, baby, come, baby.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
In your face.
On second down, Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
First down. First and 10, 46-yard line.
Watch the curl.
They'll run on first down. It's Cook. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
A gain of 2. Brings us second down at their 48-yard line.
From just shy of midfield, Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And he is down at the 48, a pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other. Cousins from the gun on third. And Diggs has it. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
At the 43-yard line.
A first down throw for Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
At the 39-yard line.
Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down.
Pick it up. Mike 42, Mike 42. Mike 42, check, Mike 42.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Throwing now is Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. No score after one on EA Sports. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA in playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball. Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop. How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A 12-yard touchdown grab as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A second down throw for Cousins. This one taken in by Olabisi Johnson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The play began back at the 23, and they pick up 23. On first down, it's Cook. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for the loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Throwing is Cousins. And that will be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And this ball is going to be touched down just shy of midfield. on first down. Rodgers. And able to find Alan Lazard. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. Throwing is Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Lazard. The Packers. Going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. From 10 yards out. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Listen to me. That's a big shot. He's coming. Double up, double up.
Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Cousins now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Cousins now. Open here, Adam Thielen. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
61, matchbox white.
2nd and 5 now. Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Linval Joseph busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Rodgers now to throw. And able to find Graham, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the 44, Rodgers, and he finds his tight end, Graham. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. That one a first down pickup of 8. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. Now Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock.
Now after the that's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Go, go, go. 42's the mic, boys. 42. 42's the mic.
They go play action. Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Adrian Amos, the safety, able to make the play. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Hey, Echo.
Mike 42, Mike 42.
On 4th down, they do snap it to Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
On 2nd down now, it's Jones, and he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's second down. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Cousins. With a catch made by Johnson. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing, Cousins. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To the air again, it's Cousins. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Blake Martinez, the linebacker, was there in coverage to disrupt. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Cousins. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. It would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Again, it's Jones. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. After the run by Jones, here's first and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it second and 12. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I know you're thinking it, but I'll just go ahead and say it. To give you an idea of how sharp he's been in this game, Just his second incompletion, and we're in the fourth quarter.
He has been locked in, laser-focused all throughout this one, hasn't he?
Certainly has, and he's gotten some help from his receivers as well. They also are locked in.
Yeah, the drops have been at a bare minimum. Now Rodgers. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it now. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. Has a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Another carry, same story. Fourth quarter, and he is in red numbers right now with a running game.
Hard to believe because you figure at some point you break off a run. But in this case, what we're seeing is just pure domination by the defense. I think it started with the scouting report. They got into what they were doing offensively, into their mindset, and now they're beating them to the punch on every snap.
Double tight, guys, double tight. We got 4. We got 4.
They'll run on first down. It's Jones. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Hey, you block over here.
Rodgers looking to throw. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do.
For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Minneapolis, so long, everybody.
Bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast. Cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. Come on. can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll it when I'm in a mud league. 2-0, Madden time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard. My team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is. I get it. I got cleats on my feet, jersey on my back, helmet on my head, ready to attack like that. Down in Mississippi and New Orleans, big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. Your team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy, and tell the whole damn world it's Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy, and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you. On you suckers, y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard, my team is legit.
The NFL on EA Sports brings us to North Carolina and Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerge from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. The Panthers kicker, Graham Gano, set and ready to go as we are off from Charlotte. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Where are you?
56. All day, baby, all day.
They run the counter with Cook. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. To throw is Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Check the backer, check the backer.
Now Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, You can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times, Bob should make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get him into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
It's a gain of 5, and they're going to face a third down. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first.
A short gain that doesn't get him the first down, brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And this will be taken at the 13. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On the carry, it's Cook. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 16.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Cook running right. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And always a good 1st half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Got what he needed for the 1st down with a gain of 2.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back to the ground on 1st. It's McCaffrey. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this 1st half of action. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10.
20.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Off play action. Newton. Flushed out right. This is caught. It's Greg Olsen. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. This is McCaffrey. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throwing is Newton. On the catch, it's Jarius Wright. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Now Graham Gano to try the Panther field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Protein spill.
Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, 75 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. First down. Here's Cousins. Complete. Smith has it. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That goes for a gain of 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
They run it again with Cook. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
The tackle by Brian Bird.
Get him, boy. Get him, boy. Get high. Right there. Watch him 50. Shit. No. 22 jet bombers. 22 jet bombers.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Over the middle here to Rudolph. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now a give, right side. Cook. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Good route here.
Check. 59.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings.
Let's go, touchdown, baby.
Adam Thielen there to make the grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down here at the 28.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
To throw on 3rd down. Newton gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Cam's going to run the option right. And an alley to run. The 20. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are back within a single score. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Gano now, following the touchdown, here to kick it away.
We got this at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Throwing is Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. A Vikings first down. Diggs able to find his way free and get the catch from Cousins. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Everyone got 4.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Gun.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left, and then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. To throw, Cousins. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's go, D. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, 40 yards. And the Panthers have taken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
A little bit of daylight on that 1st down run sets them up nicely. 8 yards on the carry, 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Back to throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 37. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
Gano now to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Cousins. And a pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Cousins now. It's caught. Smith. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Panthers are winners here as we say so long from Charlotte.
Y'all came to win.
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O, I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright.
Yeah.
I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up. Never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I didn't grab the few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now a first carry for their fullback. And right away he lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Extra point attempt to follow here. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Falcons 7, Ravens nothing.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, it's Ingram looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on first down, but unable to do much from there. John Harbaugh going to roll the dice. They're going for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. It's caught at the 10. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Jackson from the shotgun. Toward the pylon, caught. Fighting for the pylon, but he will not get there. They mark him short of the goal line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Brown, the lone receiver, left. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Jackson escaping the pressure right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. They converted once earlier on this opening drive, but now comes a big test. 4th and goal. To throw is Jackson, buying time to his left. And my goodness, this is incomplete. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back.
Ready, back 25.
48, come on. Yep. Watch the twist, watch the twist. Watch the shift.
Hey, sprint players.
Watch the shift.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On third down, Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 41 yards. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta. Here we go. Watch 36. 36 to Mike. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby. All right, 25.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A little over 20 yards there, and in 2 plays, they've now moved the ball over 60 yards.
51, 7.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Watch the
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. From a yard out. And the Falcons push further out in front. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go. First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He uncorks it for Snead. This is caught at the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead, 67 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. In your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Wait, 25. Wait. Push him back. Push him back. Wait, 59, ready. Check 3. Pilot, 64, weak.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Orbit.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Looking downfield for Joe. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll run here with Ingram. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Miles Boykin there to make the grab as his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 25.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, Ryan. Caught by Jones. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
While sometimes it doesn't appear like much, the out route can be very dangerous when you throw it to a guy like Julio Jones. If you try and undercut it, he can turn into a big play. But the reason he's able to get it so often is because of his ability to push people deep, and they have to respect that.
36. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
Ryan. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Hey, team 6. Team 6. Mike 57.
They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Well, partner, Thanksgiving in the rearview mirror, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all gone. And now if you look at the top 4 seeds right now as we hit, is it the quarter pole or the 3/4 pole?
It is the quarter pole, and we get to thank our NFL reporter, Randy Moss, who also has a great background in the sport of kings, for letting us know that's one of the most misused terms in that sport. It is the quarter pole, right? What are they headed for the home stretch is what he also said about it. I can't wait to see how this thing ends.
Well, we got New England and Baltimore, the top 2 seeds in the AFC, Seattle and New Orleans in the NFC. You think it stays that way at the end?
I think it's going to be a heck of a battle. I think Baltimore...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen.
And he's going to go down again. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Ryan now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Ryan. And he rifles one incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Ryan. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Matt Judon just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
Hey, exit. Mike, 36.
Operating from the gun, Ryan. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram, extending the arm.
Oh, yes, it works.
And he's got this down to the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raven 1st down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Ingram again. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Fourth down. Here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on third?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
On first down, Ingram. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And he just clocked it. But the clock wasn't even moving. Well, that's one you don't see very often, a wasted down. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Jackson now throwing on 4th down. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it, go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now?
Well, win it right now, have the momentum. Go ahead and get it done.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range, not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Freeman again. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And he hits his target. This is Luke Stocker. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
39.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Ryan. 20. Gets it off to Freeman. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaughan. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.
and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop Dogg, and I'm the only one. And when it comes to Madden, all y'all fools my sons. Haha, bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast. Cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. Come on. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll you when I'm in a mud league. 2-0.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and off we go from Seattle. It's a short kick taken near the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
All day, every day, any day.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. This is Carson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
On second and 11 now. Wilson, throw left side complete. It's Wilson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Shift. Got it.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 42 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. To throw is Cousins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Two times. Hey. 4 down.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Open here, Adam Thielen. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off, and that will force a turnover on downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Carson, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Anthony Barr, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the gun, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
The 55-yard attempt, normally you'd say well within his range. A little surprised he came up short.
And he knew it immediately, didn't he? They are so calibrated, aren't they? They can tell the touch, the feel. When they put the foot to the ball, whether it's going to be good or not, he knew immediately he didn't have that one.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. They'll run on first down. It's Cook, and he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On second down, Cook trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was Trey Flowers that time who got a hand in and broke it up.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's 3rd down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Carson. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make the score 14-0. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's Britton Colquitt now. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Here's Britton Colquitt now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Returnable for Lockett. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson rolling to his left. That's caught by Hollister. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Check. 40's mark. Here it comes.
On 3rd down, Wilson rolling to his right. He may try and run for this. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Barr gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson flushed out right. And the pressure gets to him again. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Wilson from the gun, he'll throw. He lets it fly for Lockett, and he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback, there in coverage. This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
36 power.
Here I come again. 55's Mike, guys, 55.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that. From the 30 on 2nd down, Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch. On first down, it's Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Let's go. Yo. Hey, look. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Throwing is Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Hey, that's good. Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4.
Yellow.
Watch the slant.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on fourth down. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
What? Waiting.
He's coming. Check. Watch, twitch.
Check.
They'll run on first down. Carson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Cousins. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw.
That's caught inside the 20. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one. 44 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Cousins escaping the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
3 down.
Now Wilson. He completes it to Wilson. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Mike 40. Trump. All day. Defense, all day.
And here's Wilson operating from the gun. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Well, that'll get them to 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
They'll toss it out to Carson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Steps away. Give them 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
You got it.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 7.
380.
I know he ain't got it. Watch 32. Single, single. Single, single.
To throw is Wilson on third down. That's complete to DK Metcalf. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. They run for it with Carson. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on fourth.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Steps away to his left. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Wilson wants to throw it. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down Seahawks. Wilson going to lead his guys up first and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive. Now the pressure gets there and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Wilson now to throw on third down. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So the victory here for Seattle, and it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense. No
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are a mile high at Broncos Stadium in Denver, Colorado. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. Here we go in a rematch of Super Bowl 48. The Seahawks and Broncos are underway.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Move for T. Let's go, T. Let's go.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
The throw here going to be complete to Gordon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle. Looking to throw on second down. Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Well, the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They run it with Carson. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. It's caught. Lockett. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. Throwing is Wilson, being chased out left. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And this crowd loves it as their guys hold on the opening drive. Well, trying to be bold on the opening drive of the game, but that effort, it proves futile.
How many times have we talked with coaches where they've talked about taking the emotion out of their decision-making? I think that opening drive, if he didn't have it in his head to go for it before, I think that keyed into it. They were doing so well, and he decided to really establish something there. They didn't get it. Now you got to make sure that they don't lose their focus.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Ready. 70, Indy.
He's tired of me. He's tired of us.
Go.
3rd and 2, Lock's going to throw. And he's got Hireman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
Hey, Haywood.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch
54.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lock. And this will be incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
And able to find Deshaun Hamilton complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, how you guys didn't come out of the gate? I know I offered my...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Walking into the stadium, we saw a ton of people donning the jerseys of this rookie quarterback, so you know they love that opening drive, and he throws a touchdown pass.
He gave a little bit of confirmation about what they had hoped, right? Because they thought they had a quarterback. They're thinking they have a quarterback. You do this, they believe they've got a quarterback. Look up, elbowing each other up in the stands. That's our guy.
Here we go.
25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. CD with that incompletion. Let's look at some of the big games week 13. So these are ones that our crew probably think of the biggest 4. Let's rank them 1 to 4 as far as how big they are and what they mean. Baltimore at Buffalo, San Fran at New Orleans, KC at New England, Seattle at the Rams. How would you rank those? What do you think?
Well, this is going to sound self-serving since I'm working San Francisco and New Orleans, but to me that's the number 1 game because the number 1 seed in the NFC will be determined that week for that moment. Okay, the winner of that becomes the number 1 seed. I think the number 2 game, Seattle at the Rams, because Seattle's trying to maintain pace with San Francisco or become the number 1 team in the NFC West, and the Rams have to have it if they have any designs on making the playoffs. The number 3 game, Baltimore at Buffalo. Buffalo's announced its presence, that big win on Thanksgiving Day over Dallas, but Baltimore's the hottest team, the best team in the league over the last 8 weeks. And then you finish up Kansas City, New England. How is that the number 4 game?
I know.
Hard to believe, but it is in this instance.
They need to get this to the 24 on third down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Draymond Jones drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up fourth down. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Broncos will take over on downs. With that incompletion, I want to revisit some playoff talk. We talked about the top 2 seeds, but let's break down the AFC playoff picture. Ravens and Pats on top. If the season ended, we'd be looking at the Bills in the 5 spot and the Steelers the 6. That would give us wild card games of Bills, Chiefs, Steelers, Texans. You give the Titans, Raiders, Colts, or Browns any shot, Charles?
I give the Titans a shot. They get Houston twice in the last 4 games of the year. And the way they're running the ball with Derrick Henry and their defense playing well, yeah, they're very confident right now. The Raiders, no, I don't give them that type of a shot. I think they're a year ahead of schedule with the season that they're having. The Colts, I do give them a shot. Okay, Jacoby Brissett, if he can get hot down the stretch and they get Marlon Mack back running the football, I think they can have an impact. In Cleveland, no, I don't give them any shot.
Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And that'll be incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, but it's going to be 2nd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Locke again here on 2nd and 10. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Noah Fant, 33 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
And the Seahawks first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Well, CD, earlier we looked at the AFC playoff picture. Let's quickly peek at what's going on in the NFC right now. We mentioned Seattle and New Orleans would get the byes if the season ended today. The matchups, though, first-round wildcard weekend would be San Fran and Dallas and Minnesota and Green Bay. I smell ratings, my friend.
Big-time ratings. Let's start with Minnesota and Green Bay because that would be their 3rd meeting of the year as they are division rivals in the NFC North. And, of course, going to land
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Now a carry for Lindsey, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Wilson. And an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On 1st down, Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now Wilson to throw again. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, this from 53. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Second half starts with a run by Lindsey. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Another run by Lindsey. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Ready. 18 Gator.
In your face. Check.
On first down, Locke. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, high 7.
50's the mic. Watch the curl. Mike's 50. Silver.
Hey, Foxtrot.
Here we go. Let's go.
Locke will try again on 2nd down. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Come on, set.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Switch.
On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
X3, 218, chop.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll go for it. It's Locke. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On first down, it's Lindsey. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
10 Lobo.
It's out time, guys. It's out time.
Get it.
On first down, right back to Lindsey. He will push his way down to about the 14. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. Waits for it, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Phillip Lindsay, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, those first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mild.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way.
Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pounds. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view, hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos, cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job, pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on, pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one, they wanna keep me, oh that's a good one.